Hello, welcome to my Luigi's Mansion playthrough. We're going to be starting a new save file. This is on the Nintendo Switch Online subscription service. So, looks like it's higher resolution than the original GameCube, which is nice. Or maybe it isn't. You know, it's kind of hard to tell. It looks really crisp, though. It's one of my favorite games for the GameCube. I have a save file on my memory card that I have on this Wii that I have. I've beaten the game 9 times on the same save file. So, I've played this game a lot. Use that key to open. This haircut reminds me of if Jimmy Neutron got really old. It's got the paintbrush do, and Jimmy Neutron has the DQ do. See if I can catch all the ghosts in this. I usually can. So out of all the Luigi's Mansion games, the 3 that came out, I haven't played the 3DS remake. It's a graphical demake in my opinion. But cool that it has the hidden mansion from Europe. But I feel like this just I don't know, it runs so smoothly, like, compared to gameplay I've seen of it. And also, what else was I gonna say? It's just snappy, so you can play it on a non-3DS controller, and the combat is my favorite in the first. I swear, it's like, just like, it's pretty much one of the main, like, key points of this game. Like, the other ones, it's more about, like, exploration and puzzle solving, but this game's combat is just, like, it's really good. This kind of reminds me of COD Zombies, like, training the zombies. Usually I get them all in one go, but at least we got them all. Did we miss any? For some reason... There might have been more than 9, but I guess I'm wrong. So in the GameCube one, on my memory card, I beat the game 9 times on the same save file over like a few months. And I have all gold paintings because you can get them between playthroughs. The Bowser one, I think, was the last one. That one's really hard because you can't even get hit like 3 times. You might not even be able to get hit 2 times, I think, depending on what you get hit by. And then the main portrait ghosts that aren't boss ghosts, you don't have to get 86 or higher health. You have to get them in one fell swoop without losing them once. For some reason, you can't get out of this unless you do exactly what you get tells you not to. So right here he says, feel free to look around anyway. It says, check your surroundings with that Game Boy Horror, and you can also check objects with the A button by tapping and shaking stuff. Don't try that on the angel statues, but it's literally the only way you can get out of here. It's just like, I've had enough, get the fuck out of here. Okay, no. Fuck yeah. Now we go to the mansion. Start our quest. Our quest of ghastly proportions. So one thing I will mention, Toad is just a save point, but one thing I will mention is that on the Switch 2 subscription service, you can play the European version of this game, which has an upgraded hidden mansion, which in the North American release, basically, it just gives you like higher DPS to the ghosts when you're catching them, which makes getting the gold paintings a little easier. But I think there's that, and I think you might take double damage, but I could be wrong. It's been a while. I think you do take double damage, but it doesn't really matter because you kill ghosts so fast, and the benefits of getting gold paintings is like, well, why wouldn't you just play on that? But basically, on the European version, it mirrors everything, kind of like Master Quest and Zelda. So I'm kind of excited to eventually try that. I've not tried it yet. If I record myself playing it, I want it to be the first time I've experienced it. It also makes the mansion darker, which is neat. So you really got to know your way around. I don't know if I missed some bills up here. Might have pulled them over the railing. I think I might have gotten all of them. Did I get this one? So basically I'll explain a little bit how this game works as you go around. There's some stuff in this game like, you have one chance to get it. So there's like cheeses in the rooms that if you scan them with your Game Boy Horror by pressing X, you go up to stuff. Just like scan everyday objects, and Luigi says something about it. And if you do that piece of cheese on the ground, it makes a gold mouse appear. And the gold mouse, if you suck it up, it can drop some really good stuff worth a lot of gold. The gold doesn't really do much in this game, but you get graded for your high score when the game's done. So we're going to try and get an A rank. And some of this stuff won't drop stuff. I know where lots of the stuff is, but some stuff might catch me off guard. I know where most of the speedy spirits are, I'm pretty sure. And most of the cheese as well. Because I like coming back to this game, I found some stuff myself, some stuff on like YouTube videos. And the cheeses, sometimes you can only get once, or maybe you can come back if you miss it later on in the game when there's a power outage, but it needs to be dark for the gold mice to be able to appear. This is the first thing you have to do. Kind of like a puzzle, you take out the candles, it starts the enemy encounter. And yeah, I pretty consistently get an A rank, so I don't think that's going to be much of a big deal. I got like such a high score, you know, I must have like, I don't know, I must have got like well past A rank, and I was actually getting up like pretty far. Like there's people who've 100% collected every last bit of coins and stuff, but I haven't gotten close to that, but I have gotten a high score. It's kind of hard to do that. You basically have to have a perfect run if you want to collect everything and not lose it, because every time you get hit, you drop coins. Okay. Basically, the mansion is a big labyrinth. Later on, it gets more complex, so you'll be like traveling between floors because you'll get a key that goes to another floor. And then if you want to collect as much coins and gems and stuff as possible, you want to be doing things probably efficiently. Not that you're scored on time or anything, but it's just satisfying to complete it in like a clean sweep, I feel like. And the combat is actually, it's got like a kind of skill curve thing going on, where if you tap in the opposite direction of the ghost as you're reeling them in, you can take off more health quicker. So you have to keep like tapping it in the opposite direction. But if you hold it a little bit, you tap it in the opposite direction, hold it for like a little bit, it'll take more health off than if you just tap it over and over again. So there's certain ghosts, they have like different stats when it comes to reeling them in. Like the bigger ghosts usually pull you around more. Then some of the boss ghosts have like special things going on. So like I noticed there's like this one ghost that hides in vases later on. And it kind of like swirls around in kind of like a loop-de-loop as it's like, you know, trying to escape your vacuum. And like that one, you have to kind of, when you tilt back the stick in the opposite direction, you kind of like gotta subtly move it because it's moving a little bit left to right and up and down, but you have to kind of time it with when it goes a little bit left and right to more efficiently capture it. And some of the boss ghosts are just like, they got like little, I guess like combat modifiers about them. So right here, there's a speedy spirit, which is like the blue ghost. That's like the one I'm picking up, but they drop a bunch of money and gems sometimes when you capture them, and they are really fucking annoying. If you don't get them with the flashlight right away, they will most likely escape, because you can sometimes get them, but like if they're like, they'll try and get away from you, and they'll most likely just get caught on a piece of like furniture, like go in the corner or something, and they'll be stuck behind a furniture, so you can't get them with your flashlight, and they move fucking fast. So we're gonna hopefully not witness that, because it's next to impossible to catch them if they start doing that shit. So you really gotta act fast. There's a lot of risk and reward stuff in this game, I guess. Like you can capture multiple ghosts at a time. Okay, so we captured all the main ghosts. There's a yellow one in here, an orange one. Go in here, there's a blue one. So gotta get this one. This is one of the speedy spirits. When you're sucking up, he doesn't move fast, but if you let go of that vacuum, he'll start flying all over the place. Really annoying. So here. So if you were to capture this orange ghost, you would not be able to get the speedy spirit in the right because the room will light up and they only appear in the dark. So that's like one of those things where you don't really have much wiggle room. You have like 2 chances to get them. And you gotta like memorize where they are for future playthroughs if you're trying to maximize your score. And there's rooms like this one where you might not even think to come back here until like you've beaten the game at least once, because these plants, you can water them with the water medallion. When you shoot them out of your vacuum, you shoot water and water the plants and they drop like a bunch of valuable stuff. So you might forget that there's plants there your first time around, but on your second playthrough you'd be like, hey, like I don't know, I like the little arcadey qualities that this game has. It makes repeat playthroughs really fun. It's like it's really just meant to be played multiple times. And sometimes the coins and stuff, like you saw, like I got that chandelier the first time, but nothing came out. You might have to come back multiple times. You can get really unlucky, and it's like you get the same thing like 3 times after coming back. You have to walk away like 2 or more rooms and then come back to it for all the items around the room to sort of like initialize to the point where you have a chance to get stuff dropped out of them. But sometimes you just get really unlucky and something won't pop out the entire time in the playthrough. So, these next ghosts coming up are the first portrait ghosts, which are like sort of mini boss ghosts. There's plenty of them in this game, but they're not like the main boss ghosts, which there's 4 of them. So this door that the coins lead to, it is a fake door. Real doors fake when you try and suck them up with your vacuum, or yeah. And that one doesn't, so that's how you can tell it's a fake door. It also doesn't appear on the map. So, that'd probably get you your first time. Game can be tricky. There's a mouse that can appear in here now that I think about it. A gold one. I could be wrong though. Yeah. If it pops up, no biggie. There's definitely one in this room though. So I'm gonna get this book. Because there's also a speedy spirit in here. I don't want the book interfering with me capturing that. Yeah. Let's get this mouse first. It's gonna try and run away. So, I think we just missed out on a gold painting because that mouse just fucking tried to capture the mouse, and we ended up going after the boss ghost, portrait ghost. Could be wrong though. Now let's try and get this speedy spirit quick. Got these books up here. Capture them. You know, if that ghost is still at 100 health, you might still be able to get the gold portrait. It is the easiest ghost to do that with. It's first portrait ghost. Okay, let's try and do this. See what its health is at. So if you scan them with your Game Boy Horror, they give you like a hint on how to beat them. So this ghost was at 100. And now that I think about it, you might just need the biggest pearl, and that might be what counts as that. We did get the biggest pearl right there. The poison mushroom there, if you get it, it will make you small and you can't use your vacuum. So collecting stuff can be a pain. If you get that, certain rooms, if a pearl lands somewhere, you'd be like shit out of luck. It'll just disappear because you can't use your vacuum to get it. So that's the first portrait ghost. It's like little mini puzzles for each of them most of the time. Money up in the ceiling fan. Just use your poltergust, the vacuum on it for long enough, and it'll drop a bunch of bills. And this ghost, here I'll show you. So you scan their heart, and they'll say something about the room you're in. So she's talking about her hair, how gorgeous it is, and then you basically are supposed to put two and two together because you can kind of see there's windows behind here. You might catch that there's like an open window right there and that there's like wind coming through. And you basically fuck up their do and capture them if you can. So these first portrait ghosts are relatively easy. Later boss ghosts, see how they kind of get like pulled and then you kind of get like inertia. So you can just keep tapping really fast and there's no problem. But the later ghosts, if you tap too fast, they'll start dragging you all over the room and you'll lose money and stuff. Capturing them in one go to get the pearl is kind of hard when that happens. I think you just have to take 90 health in one go to get the biggest pearl. And each of the ghosts give you the same amount of pearls as long as you capture them to the biggest pearl. So we're coming up on our first boss ghost. Around each of the boss ghosts, there's usually a piece of furniture or something. You can get like a big heart that doesn't really appear anywhere else. That was one of them. So, you have to wake up the baby with the rocking horse. And you take this ball. It's kind of like a tutorial on how to beat the ghost. Now we go to the boss fight arena. Boss baby, everyone. So, boss fights to get gold portraits, you gotta not take more than 86 damage, and holy shit, I might two-cycle this boss. It's kind of rare for me. Let's try and two-cycle this boss. Ah! 2 health away from getting two-cycled. We lost 2 health too, that's annoying. Some of these bosses, if you know their patterns, they're pretty easy to beat. I've beaten this boss so many times, I mean, you just stand in certain places and you just don't get hit. Oh my god. Let's try and get the gold painting. So we might have gotten all gold paintings in the first area of the game, but this area is really short compared to the other ones. So get our first area key, then Egad will call us back. That one's gold. That one's gold. See if we got gold on. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, so we got all gold portraits in the first area, which only has 3 portrait ghosts, but still nice, I guess. Depending on the frame too, you get different artwork for them. Let's see our score tally. Green and red gem. So you got pretty close to as much possible gold you get in that first area, but the other areas are much longer, so it's much harder to do. So let's save it up. Open the shit. And that's pretty much it for the first episode. Thanks for watching. Next time we'll be taking on Area 2, which is actually a lot longer. There's plenty more ghosts in that one. That's more of like a tutorial area, but thanks for watching. Again, see you next time on episode 2.